financially independent using real estate for passive income, then listen up. It's critically important that you think and pay attention to the phrases and the things that the media bandies about. For example, there's one very interesting thought that the World Economic Forum is now conspiring to make you own nothing by 2030. And this has been propagated a lot on social media, but it's critically important that you always think about anything that's bandied about. What ultimately happens when people hear that is they get crippled. They think that there's this big monster that's stealing away their freedom moment by moment. And after COVID, with housing prices being so high right now, it's very understandable that people would be afraid to invest in real estate right now. But let me tell you this, that originally, according to fact checkers with Reuters, that was originally a conversation opener that got spun into a frightening thought about tomorrow and the next day and the next day, and it cripples people. So pay attention. According to Reuters, what actually happened in 2016, there was an article meant to open up a conversation, and it said, you'll own nothing, you'll pay rent, everything that you want, you will rent, and it will be delivered by drone. Now, it was talking about technology and how technology is changing things. We rent Airbnbs, sometimes we rent cars, we rent tools, we rent clothing. Things are changing. But it got spun into people thinking that there is a big conspiracy to steal people's wealth and sovereignty. Now, there might be a conspiracy to steal your wealth and sovereignty. I don't know. But here's what I do know, that there are people who are crushing it in real estate right now. There are women who, for example, cashed in a 10% return 401k that they didn't know much about how it was working, and they were getting 10%. However, when they converted it, they paid a penalty, but now they converted it into houses that are pulling in 30 to 50% ROI. Absolutely crushing it. Why? Because that person was an investment banker who didn't know that they couldn't make money in real estate. They decided they wanted more freedom for their children and time freedom, which real estate gives to women and to men. And it's critically important that you think in ways that protect your own sovereignty. Classically, there have always been two groups of people. They say the haves and the have-nots. Yes, that's true. However, within those frameworks, there are people who think differently about money and about wealth. And there are people who spend their time watching celebrity gossip instead of working on themselves, instead of looking into their lives. They're worrying about where the next paycheck is going to come, how they're going to pay for food and gas and rent, while neglecting their personal growth. And then there are people who just dig in. There's an interesting phrase that says, he that does not work mightily on his own behalf will be given other masters. And that's the core truth of everything. It may or may not be some conspiracy, but time and time again, as long as we've seen on the planet, it's the people, especially in the last, right now we're living in an incredible time. People who work on their own behalf very steadily have brought themselves from poverty to riches. This is the American way, and now it's becoming global. Think this way and you will succeed. With housing prices being so high and materials and labor being high, a lot of people are getting discouraged. However, while some people are getting discouraged and thinking there are no opportunities, there are people that I'm seeing right here, right now, who are buying out of state successfully, crushing it. There are people who are buying commercial property with teams of people who are educating themselves. For example, buying big industrial building and cutting them up into smaller bays so that more people can benefit and bringing wealth to all. People who are investing out of the country successfully because they're learning their markets and they're doing very well. Technology is our friend, and this growth economy that we're in right now can either be our worst enemy or our greatest ally. It all starts up here. The fact of the matter is, in every single market, there is opportunity if you're paying attention, you believe in yourself, and you continue to educate yourself. In 1994, I started buying apartment buildings when other people before me became bankrupt. In 2008, I had to pivot from being a mortgage broker, turning around, and then becoming a short sale specialist as well as an investment flipper. Today, the economy is shifting again. It's always shifting. Pay attention to what's around you. Keep a positive mindset. And there are people doing very, very well even now. But you have to learn, you have to be smart, and you have to hang around with the right people. There's opportunity always for you. If you are committed to your financial success, there are opportunities. If you're committed to your success will be committed to you. Classically, wealth has been grown through business, trade, and real estate investing. It's still the same. There's many ways to make money. However, by parking it or growing it or forcing appreciation with real estate, you still can be successful. It's just the methods would change and the technology is changing. Pay attention and believe in yourself. The more women on the planet become homeowners and become investors, the better off we are, the better off our children are, and our legacy. Ladies, pay attention to what's really important. Take care of yourself, take care of your children, and become an investor if you want to. There's great opportunity right now. This is Ginger Faith from Women's Wealth Network and Golden Canyon Properties.